Today is June 28th. It was time for an update because the last video was like maybe 2.5 weeks ago. Today's going to be a weekly overview. I'm just going to go over my week and also go over what next week is going to look like and what's going on in my life and what problems I'm going through. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be going through today. So today's Friday, June 28th. I worked out already. I took a cold shower. I ate, did some work already. Well, before I even go into my week, 2.5 weeks ago or like 3 weeks ago, I joined jiu-jitsu, and that whole first week I went multiple times a day, and that thing beat up my body. Like, honestly, it was my body was going through so much pain after. So I didn't realize like how much like actual like pain my joints were going to be going through and how many bruises I was going to get until after, of course. The second week I didn't go as often, but I try to go almost every day. So I went Monday through Friday. I think I went every day. Last weekend I had this fire get lit inside of me, and essentially what I was thinking, I was like, I wasn't hitting my goals in the timeline that I wanted to hit them. So I knew that I could have ads up. I could start hopping on sales calls. I knew that we can start getting the business going, but I've been slacking and putting my energy and attention elsewhere. So the business was not growing that fast. So I already have an employee full time. He's a web designer for me, and we're building out the website. And I'm starting to burn cash now. Not like burn physically, but like I'm starting to build up more expenses. And now I need more cash flow to start coming in. So the ads are currently live. Launched them yesterday. So we've had the ads ready for maybe a week now. But there was a few things on the back end that wasn't ready. Like I had a VSL. I had this website that I wanted to do. But everything, the whole funnel is set up. I really wanted it designed great. Like, I don't want just like a normal GHL funnel because I don't think that they look that great. So I designed the whole thing on Webflow, and my website looks a lot better right now. But yeah, I was scared to launch ads literally last week. So I made it a goal to like, look, we're going to launch ads this week. We're going to get everything live in 7 days, and if everything's not live, then you failed your goal. So I'm gonna forget about everything and just go all in on this one thing. And we've hit the goal. Today's Friday. The ads are live. The thing is that I want to spend like $300 a day on ads, but right now my account has a max of $50 a day, and slowly it'll grow over time. But I know that I could buy an account and max out ad spend right now, but I'd rather just grow my account so later I can grow more ad spend on that. And yeah, so today, well, now we're spending $50 a day. I have yet to get a lead, not gonna lie. So we spent $50 yesterday, and we just went live now, so we have another 50. I changed some things about the campaign that I think were affecting it. Like on our Instagram, there's no content yet, although I filmed some content. So we're working on getting that onto Instagram and showing that. But for now, I disconnected the Instagram from the Facebook ads. So now it only shows like the Facebook page. Rather, before it was showing just an empty Instagram page, and I didn't think that was smart. So we disconnected the Instagram account, and now it's just the Facebook account. So that was the goal for this week, and I've been prioritizing like my productivity more than anything else and getting stuff done, and it's been going well. Another thing, I've been reading this book called Transurfing Reality. This is one of my top favorite books now. It's tied for first. The first one I would say it's called Flow. And it essentially explains what flow is and how you can use it in your life. And it's a very scientific book, so it's not biased at all. It shows a bunch of studies on like what this guy did, but also he gave multiple alternatives on like, okay, what's the meaning of life? Well, we got to define meaning then. And he gives like 3 different explanations, and then he ties them all together, and it's all based on science. So I love how he wrote the book, and that's why it's one of my favorite books. I think it's one of my favorite books because I think it's so important because he talks about like psychic energy and attention And I think that's the start of transforming your life. If you don't have the ability to focus your energy on one task or one thing in your life, then you can never get out of any hole that you're in, or you can never really grow. And I really believe that. Like, it starts with your attention. And nowadays, like, everyone is so distracted with social media, with a bunch of obligations that they have, a bunch of people texting them 24/7, that they don't really give themselves time to really think about what they want for the future or what they can change about their current reality. And that is why that is one of my favorite books, because he talks about it so clearly and it just makes so much sense. And that one just really resonated with me. So now whenever someone comes to me for, I guess, like some advice, like I really, really clarify on like getting your energy and your attention very dialed in. And it starts with your physical health, essentially what you put in your body. Like if you put crap in your body, then your mind is going to be all messed up. If you put good stuff, then that's the first step. If you start eating healthier, that's the first step. Next step is to start getting in shape. If you put your body through physical training, then your body is it's gonna feel a lot better, but you're also gonna feel a lot better about yourself. And I think that's like the second step. And after that first and second step, then you can start working on all the other aspects of your life and figure out what you want to attack first, because it is like a marathon. There's so many things that I believe that you can work on, and I think you only have so much energy and attention that you can only focus on a few things at a certain time, and it takes time to really build yourself up to become that person that you truly want to become. And that's why that book is I think it's my favorite book. I also like the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. I know I talked about that in the other video, but that's a really good book. It's basically like I don't know if it's called a memoir or like, I guess, a self-help book it's just about this guy Naval Ravikant and his philosophy about money, happiness, and philosophy. And it was very valuable, very, very valuable. Because it broke down all of it down to the basics and down to the fundamentals. And I think you can't go wrong with it, honestly. So the book I've been reading is called Transurfing Reality. Essentially, what this book is about, it's a theory. Well, I now believe it's real, but the book is about certain laws about the world that are true that you can use to create your own reality. And essentially, the idea is that there's this thing called the alternative space. And what the alternative space is, it's a space that has infinite amount of possibilities of your life trajectory. So if you think about your current life, you've been, just think about the past, however old you are. That's just think about it like your pathway or your lifeline. We call it lifeline, or the book calls it lifeline. And so my past 19 years of living, I've had a certain lifeline. And of course, there's a lot of circumstances that come into that, where I was born, and a lot of things that I can't control. But this book gives you the ability to reform or restructure your perception of the world and your ability, so that it gives you the power to change your reality or choose your reality, and gives you techniques on how you can do that. That was a very complicated response, but let me try to dumb it down even more. The point the book is trying to prove is that you have the power to change your reality with your thoughts and your mind. And that is the whole point. Basically, the book stems from that point. It's an 800-page book. It's such a great book. I haven't finished it yet. Any page that I like flip through is just like, there's so much gold in it. And it has like some analogies that just really like click in your brain. Like, this book talks about God, and he really let's break it down. Essentially, I don't want to go on a rant. But yeah, this book has been great. This book has kind of like shifted my mentality and also lit another fire under my butt. So we're really trying to change our reality right now, and we're going all in on that. But that's pretty much about that book. currently also I just started literally today to get back into the gym. I was going to the jiu-jitsu class. I stopped going to the gym because I had like a whole month of like just everything was I was just loaded with work, honestly. And my schedule was off and my gym was like 30 minutes away, and it was just very inconvenient to go to the gym at like 10 o'clock at night when I have to be up at 5:30 a.m. And so I took a break for a while, but that's when I joined jiu-jitsu because it just fit my schedule. I realized that jiu-jitsu just breaks my body down. So I remember like the gym didn't really break down my body, it just grew my muscles. So we're back in the gym. And I did hire a personal trainer, which is one of my good friends, and now we're training every day. Well, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. every day. So that's the start. What else is new? Oh, well, another lesson that I've been trying to like ingrain in my brain is essentially that this book talks about having certain attitudes about the world. So if we talk about, for example, the way you see the world is what the world reflects. So if you think that the world is a terrible place, that the world is unfair, you're so unlucky, then eventually you're going to become unlucky and the world's going to be very unfair to you. The world mirrors what your thoughts are and what your attitude is towards the world. So if you think, oh, the world is going to take care of me, if the world is going to give me everything that is meant for me effortlessly, then those things are bound to become true. And that is the sentence that I've been trying to ingrain in my head. The world gives me what is meant for me effortlessly when I ask for it. Ask and you shall receive. And that's how the world works. If you think the world is a hard place, then you're going to go through a lot of hard times. If you think the world is looking out for you, like those good things are essentially going to happen to you. And when I reflect back to like just my whole experience, although I'm only 19, I can really like see on those people who are just, they're not naive, but they have a deep belief in that the world is going to take care of them. The world is a good place. And they start getting lucky because they aren't afraid to put themselves out there because they know the world is going to look out for them. And they deeply believe that. So you may call it like delusion or being naive, but the world works in a crazy way. Like it actually works. And I need to like really ingrain in that in my brain because it'll unlock a lot of opportunities that I think it wouldn't unlock if I have a negative view of the world or even a neutral view of the world. That's essentially what I've been trying to install into my brain, that the world will give me what is meant for me effortlessly, and the stuff that it does not give me, then it is not meant for me. And that's what I certainly believe now. I've also like become way more aware about what I'm putting into my body, because when you think about it, I did have like not an existential crisis, but when you think about like death and I guess all of life, I did some research, of course, and I was like, okay, so what makes like a person? And of course it starts with like the sperm and the cells and all that. So I broke it down all the way. Like I kept going down. Like it starts with the sperm and then you go all the way down, and at the end it just becomes the molecules inside of a freaking cell. And then it gets so low that it becomes like bacteria, pretty much. That's it. And so when I look back at it, I was like, okay, so if life started as that and we've grown up to become conscious humans, then where did consciousness like begin? And what is consciousness? So that's really what separates us from just like being living. I do think I believe we never die. I just believe our consciousness dies. And that's a big, big like difference. Like we get transformed and we get, so I guess you can say we die, but I think it's our consciousness that goes away, and rather than our body. And so I was like, okay, consciousness. If consciousness is what is growing and what's dying, as long as if I keep my body healthy, then I know I can keep my consciousness like strong. Like there's people who, like, let's say like Charlie Munger, he died and he was very conscious in what he was saying. Of course, I don't think he was maybe as strong as he was like as 25, but I think him consciously, he was a freaking tank. I think I can build that like strength in my brain that my brain will last me. The only thing that I don't think can last that long is, number one, is of course, your bones. If you don't have strong bones, your bones are just going to become brittle and break easily, or you might start getting arthritis and you start getting so much pain and then you can't work out. So it starts with like your joints and your bones. And I look back on like doing jiu-jitsu, and I was looking, I was like, dang, we don't get another body. Like, this is the only body that we have. And of course, I can put it through hell and become very dangerous or become very good at jiu-jitsu, but I'm going to put my body through a lot of pain that I think is irreversible. And now I'm like looking at it, I'm like, okay, do I really want to put my body through this irreversible like damage? And I was thinking, I was like, I honestly do not. Like, there's safer ways to go about like exercising and also like looking good, which is like weight training. I do still want to do jiu-jitsu. I'm just going to take it a little more like moderately and be more safer, or not even safer, but don't even go too hard. But I still want to learn the techniques. So the health or your body starts at the joints, your joints, your bones, and your tendons. If that is not good, then your body, like, to move, you are going to be it's going to be very tough to move, and your whole life is going to be just painful. So that's number one. The next thing, I searched up, okay, what's the main cause of disease? And the number one cause of disease are heart problems or heart diseases. And so I was doing research. Okay, so if my body's good, and if like my joints, my bones, and like my tendons, if my body's good, my mind is good, my consciousness and like my mental like strength is good, then the next thing is heart disease. And that's what everyone gets like hurt with. And I think, okay, well, what makes a healthy heart? What kind of heart disease is the most vicious or the most, I guess, irreversible? A lot of people die from like high blood pressure because, well, they get diseases from high blood pressure. And so having high blood pressure is not a good thing. So if I can keep my blood pressure at like a low to moderate level, then I know I will live longer. And so high blood pressure comes from long periods of stress or putting your like your organs and your livers through a lot of work. And the only time that happens is if you put terrible crap inside of your body. So this can be alcohol. If you put freaking alcohol in your body, like your liver has to, I think it's your liver, but your liver has to work twice as hard. And do you really want to put your liver through that much pain just for some alcohol? I decided it's like, okay, I need to watch out for my organs and also like my liver and my kidney. So like, what can I eat that is going to make these last, essentially? So one of them was like, I need to stop eating processed food, and I need to keep my sugar at a low amount of sugar. I can't eat that much sugar because then that leads to just high blood pressure or whatever. Coffee leads to high blood pressure for a short amount of time though. So maybe I might need to cut out on this coffee, but I've cut out on like the sugars in the milk and stuff like that. I do drink just a black coffee with maple syrup, organic maple syrup. Well, I've been drinking decaf, so it doesn't affect me that much anymore. But yeah, I've had like that whole deep like understanding of, okay, why it's important to really put good things inside of your body rather than you shouldn't be putting inside of your body. Like, you're harming your body when you put that stuff inside of you. I think I'm mentally strong enough to stay away from that stuff. So that's kind of where my headspace is at currently and how I look at health now. So the goals right now is really to get more physically fit. I want to get leaner. I want to get bigger. The next goal is I want to start making sales through Facebook ads. So we're already spending money on Facebook ads. We just have to start hopping on calls and just wait for the leads to come in essentially and see if the campaign works. Those are the two most important things right now. The next, like the overarching goal is like I want to move out. I really want a nice car right now. Not a nice car like a BMW, but I think structuring my environment is way more important right now. And if I can just move out and structure my environment where working is just inevitable and I'm able to create my own environment and feel comfortable in working and just working nonstop, I think that'll do a lot more than a nice car. So that's kind of the goal right now, to stack up some cash and then make the move. Oh, one last thing. Another lesson that I've learned is how important having a team is around you. Like, I think I can manage people very well. Well, I don't know what very well looks like right now, but I think I'm pretty decent at managing people. And now I see like the importance of managing people and having good people on your team, because those good people are the ones who are really going to take you to new levels. That is going to be my main focus when building this agency or this business. It's going to get clients and then start hiring people so they can take on the work. And so we can just keep getting more clients and then build the team. The team is the most important part. I've really learned that having a good team around you is very, very beneficial and very good for you essentially, because it takes all of the work off of you. Well, not all of it, but it takes a lot of stress off of you when you give the task to them, and you don't have to do the menial task anymore. So that's what I'm also focusing on: building my team, doing sales, marketing, building this company, and really just getting better with my skills. The number one skills, or the top two skills that I want to learn, is sales and also building a team, leading a team, but also like marketing too. What else do I want to yap about? I think I want to start building my personal brand. I think that I have this creative bug in my head that I need to fulfill kind of. And I think the more creative, I need to be intentional with my creatives and start posting them, because of course, the more creative you get, the better you get essentially. I'm going to start just working on my creative side as well. And that's kind of like my mindset right now. But the number one goal is get this business, bring in cash flow, and start and move out essentially. But yeah, it's summer of 2024, June 28th on a Friday. It's 12 o'clock. I have a haircut in like 2 hours. I hope this was valuable to you guys, or to you, Angel, that hopefully you've learned some lessons on like what I'm doing at this current moment and where I'm looking to go. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.